Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Book Teacher YouTube page. My name is Eric Kallenborn. I am a department chair of fine arts in the south side of Chicago, and I've taught English for over 15 years, and I am working on getting my endorsement in art. I've been working with comics and graphic novels in my classroom for as long as I can remember, and I've done so many reviews that I can't even count anymore. So what I thought I would start doing is bringing you all at least 5 reviews a week. So I'm going to do short videos. I'm going to try putting them out, I would hope on Thursday or Friday, considering I'm going to be reviewing some new titles that come out that week. If that doesn't work out, I'll switch the day. If I have time, maybe I'll do 2 a week, but primarily what I'd like to do is 5. I want to do 1 for your classroom, 1 piece of nonfiction, 1 ongoing comic series, a review of a book or 2 that came out on New Comic Book Wednesday, and then finally I would like to do a book just for you, something that's awesome, that I like, that I can recommend, maybe a little too mature for your classroom, maybe not, maybe you end up putting the book in your classroom, but just kind of for a personal read for you. So without further ado, the first I would like to get to today are the books that came out this week. I read 5 new number 1s this week, 2 of which I felt were standouts, so I wanted to cover both of those. This right here is Wicked Things. It is in Boombox comic book. It is from the Eisner Award-winning team of Giant Days, John Allison and Max Sarin. So if you are a fan of Giant Days, you will like this book. I have all the Giant Days issues. I have not read this one yet. It is fantastic. It is about this girl who is up for Detective of the Year award. She's 18, so she's just at the point where she cannot be nominated for this award anymore. The art is fantastically fun, and the book flows very well. The story's fun, the characters are great, and you're just thrown into this world of detectives. So I don't know if Giant Days has those detectives in it, but if it does, that's awesome, because this book is super fun. All ages, I would say, for the most part. You know, some kiddie violence in there. There is a murder, spoiler alert. I won't say who does it, although we don't know at this point anyway. But it is very kiddie, very cartoony. The second book that came out this week that I dug is this one-shot from DC Black Label. This is called Batman the Smile Killer, and this is one of my favorite writers of all time. Jeff Lemire wrote this book, and Andrea Sorrentino is the artist. This is a one-shot comic, fantastic art, fantastic little story. I like a lot of these DC Black Label books too, because they're like magazine size, so they're bigger. You feel like you're getting your money's worth more. If I can remember, there's no advertisements in the pages of the book at all, so you're paying a little more. This single issue is $5.99, but I think it's worth it. You're going to spend $2.99, $3.99 for a single issue. This gives you way more for your money, and it is a really cool Bruce Wayne, Batman, Joker story that you can kind of take in. It is 17 and over. A lot of the Black Label stuff does get a little bit R-rated, so know that when you are purchasing it, but I would recommend this one. Just came out, New Comic Book Day Wednesday this past week. Okay, the ongoing series I would like to talk about is Image Comics' Manifest Destiny by Chris Dingess and Matt Roberts. This is one that I have been reading since it came out. It is a fantastic, let's call it historical fiction. Lewis and Clark traveling west, and they are encountering a bunch of monsters, and the crew they are with is quote-unquote expendable. It's people that don't necessarily have families, and criminals and convicts that they put with these guys because they know there's going to be a lot of craziness that happens on the duration of their trip. And lots of goofy things happen, lots of really cool monsters, lots of cool interactions. I would highly recommend Manifest Destiny. Also know going in that that's probably maybe not one you're going to put in your classroom. That one is more for you, but is a fantastic ongoing series. Book for your classroom. Superman Smashes the Klan. This is Gene Luen Yang, art by Gurihiru. It is a fantastic book. This is about a 250-page graphic novel that takes a radio drama from the 1940s, I believe, and puts it into a comic book form that was kind of written by Gene Luen Yang. He adapted it into this graphic novel. It is super good. The art in this thing is, I thought, a little too cartoony for the subject matter, for how heavy it gets with, the town of Metropolis dealing with Nazis, but actually it blends very well to what's happening in the story. The best thing about this is the amazing essay written by Jean Luen Yang in the back of the book, kind of going over decades of civil rights movements and social justice in this country. I would recommend this one for your classroom, personal use, putting it on the shelf, buying a bunch of copies and giving it to any reader in your life that you think would benefit from reading this book. It is absolutely fantastic. From DC Comics, Superman Smashes the Klan. And you know what? First video, I'm going to do a pick of the week, and this will be my pick of the week because I absolutely loved this book. And it really focuses as well on Superman as an immigrant. Because if you think about it, like, he is literally an alien. So Superman is not American. Superman is not from here. So he comes down and kind of assimilates to the culture and helps us out and is a wonderful addition to the world. Not a Superman fan usually, but the books I've been getting recommended have been ridiculously good, and this is definitely one of those. All right, 2 more to go. This is the book for you. However, this book can also go in your classroom. I've bought a class set at the last 2 schools I've worked at. This is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too by Jomny Sun. If you have not read this book, you need to buy this book. I'm actually going to do 2 picks of the week because this book is so good. Superman vs. Smashes the Klan and Everyone's an Alien are 2 must-haves in your collection. This book is so simple in the way that it looks, in the way that it's constructed, but it is so deeply moving and metaphorical, and it will strike every single one of you differently when you read this book. You will stop in different pages. You will reflect and have emotional moments differently than any other person who reads this book. My wife had questioned whether this would be a good addition to teach my seniors because she's like, are they mature enough? Are they old enough to kind of like grasp some of the stuff in this book? I completely thought they were. So I ordered a class set. I taught it with my seniors, and yeah, they were. There's no one this book can't touch. Emotionally, it's a wonderful, wonderful book. So Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. It's also a great way to kind of teach the medium of comics to kids because it shows that just because a book is, I don't want to say simple because this is far from simple. Because a book is, in its construction, simplistic, it doesn't mean it can't be powerful. So it really shows how you don't have to be this ridiculously crazy, in-depth, detailed artist to tell amazing stories. Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. Finally, the nonfiction book of the week is Form of a Question from Andrew Rostan, art by Kate Kasenow. This was one I picked up. Oh man, where was I? I was at a con, it might have been C2E2, the last Comic-Con so far. Hopefully we have some coming up soon again. In Chicago, I picked this book up. This is an Archaea Studios, Boom Studios book. This is a nonfiction book that Andrew wrote about his quest to become a contestant on Jeopardy, what happened when he became a contestant on Jeopardy, and how that experience kind of is interwoven with all of the stuff that is happening in his life. It is a really, really good, quick read. Fascinating, some really awesome moments, some great quotes. The book is primarily like a monochromatic blue with grays, and then he splashes in color when he needs to, Kate, when she needs to, Kasenow, when she needs to splash in color to kind of like emphasize certain things, is a really fantastic book. One, I believe you can put on your shelf in your classroom or keep at home as well. Would I teach this book? I don't know. But if you had students who this might speak to, I would definitely hand that out to them. Always, I want to say, first of all, though, read everything you give to a student. Like, never make assumptions. Never say, oh, somebody said, Eric said this book was good on the video, so I'm going to just give it to a kid. Never do that. Always read anything you give out, because if there's any questions, if there's any issues, you need to know what you're doing. And you need to know what was in that book. You know your school and your kids and your parents and your administration better than I do. So please, with all of this stuff, read it before you give it to a student. And if you are questioning it, you might not want to use it, or ask an administrator in your building. Okay, those are our 5 for this week. I hope you enjoyed those. If you have any questions, you can comment below. You can follow me for one review, one of these a week. I'm going to do 5 books at least. If this starts picking up steam, I'll do 2 a week if I can. I don't know if I have time for any more than that. So I don't want to go over 11 minutes. We're at 10 minutes right now. So quick review. Form of a Question is your nonfiction book. Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too is your personal read. Superman Smashes the Klan is your classroom book. Manifest Destiny is your ongoing series. And then this week we had The Smile Killer with my Post-it notes sticking to the back, and Wicked Things from Boombox and DC. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful week, and stop back, and I will be doing this every week to give you comics that you can read. Ask me questions. I can be your comics buddy to recommend stuff to you, and have a wonderful night.